An Orange County family living in the U.S. for nearly 40 years was torn apart when the parents were detained during a routine immigration check-in. No warning, no chance to prepare, just taken away. Now a congressman is stepping in to help reunite them.
When they got detained on February 21st, they were treated as criminals, as violent criminals. They were handcuffed from their wrists down to their ankles and also around their waist as well, so that they had limited movement. And then they were separated and couldn't speak to anybody.
Gladys and Nelson Gonzalez came to America from Colombia in 1989. They raised 3 daughters who are citizens, paid their taxes, and have no criminal history. They say they tried every avenue to become citizens. After a routine check-in with the government in February, they were arrested, thrown in detention in Louisiana, then deported to Colombia.
The way that they were transported practically like animals to several states, several detention centers, held in rooms for hours with no food and no water, is awful.
The Gonzalez family always knew their situation was precarious. They say they got bad legal advice. Their status was always unclear, but the government never bothered them until now. The daughter, heartbroken over the way it was handled.
I'll always have hope.
Stephanie was in Washington, D.C. today, meeting with OC Congressman Mike Levin, who has pledged to help. The congressman says of his colleagues across the aisle, they are surprised at the way the whole thing went down.
I see in the short term the need to amplify what happened to Gladys and Nelson Gonzalez and make sure people are aware of their story and stories like theirs. And I hope that that'll encourage a number of my Republican colleagues to get back to the negotiating table on some bipartisan common sense reform where we have border security, but we also have a path to citizenship for folks like her parents.
Now, according to the rules, it could take as much as 10 years before the Gonzalez family can return to America. The congressman says that they were trying to become citizens, had no criminal records or gang affiliation. They should not have been a priority for ICE deportation. But indeed, they are now back in Colombia, and you just heard me say it could be a decade before they could be allowed to come back.